Eric, before
Yes.
you go, I'm going to have to leave and come back in because I've somehow lost video. So can you make sure you let me back in, please?
Okay, you should just come back in, Amanda. There shouldn't be any problem.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Can't read that.
Right. Okay. That's great. I can see you. I can still see you, Amanda. You're
I'm back.
You're back.
Yeah, I just lost the picture. I don't know why.
Okay. All right. That these things happen on Zoom, don't they? We're all still feeling our way.
I think it's user error, Eric, because I went to mute myself and turned off the video.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'll go back on mute and hopefully this time I won't switch myself off.
Okay, fine. Right, hola, ¿qué tal? Y bienvenidos a la lección 17 de la clase de español. So we decided there was a bit of lobbying going on, I think, from the Spanish Plus group that they wanted a half-term break, and I thought, well, that's quite a good idea. If your brains don't need a rest, then mine certainly does. So we're going to have a 1 week break, and we'll be back again after next week. So this week we're going to go shopping again, and I want to do some role play. And have us ask for various things in different shops. There's nothing like putting you on the spot. The terror of being put on the spot helps to seal the Spanish words in your brain. And I know that some of you don't enjoy speaking Spanish and want to build up more confidence before you jump in. So. If that's the case, then we don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable. So just let me know if you don't want to join in. I've got a few names. I do have a few names on the list, and most of them haven't turned up today. So they're obviously voting with their computer screens. But if I do forget, then you can just say. Pásame, por favor. So pásame is you probably guess what it means. Pass me. It's the imperative mood. So you're telling somebody, pass me, go past me, and it's the imperative mood of you pass. In the verb passar, and don't forget when we're using the imperative mood, we can hook a pronoun on the end of the verb. So pasar is the instruction, and me, pass me, you pass me, can go on the end. So you get pásame. And it's a handy word because you can also use it to tell people to pass you something if you're in need of it. But we do have to be careful with the imperative mood. It's an instruction, so one has to be a little bit careful not to sound rude. So. When I was staying with my in-laws in Ecuador, Lucy's dad in Ambato, we'd be eating around the table, about 10 of us, and he loved to wind Lucy up by saying, "Pásame la sal, pásame la salsa," and she used to get quite grumpy, saying, "Yeah, don't don't be rude. But I think he'd done it so often that she just laughed in the end. And sometimes not really getting the joke, but thinking it was quite all right to say it. I'd say, "Pásame la sal, por favor." I'd say "por favor," being a good Englishman, and that caused great hilarity. So we have to remember that when we're using the imperative mood, pásame, you're telling someone to do something for you, not asking them to do something. So that's fine in a lot of cases, but at the dinner table, we'd probably be a little bit more polite and make a request, not issue a command. So Lucy's dad was teasing her, and the fact that I added please to it was just improved the joke no end. It's a subtlety of language that we don't have in English. We just say, "Pass me the salt," and it could be a request, or it could be an instruction. And all you might do is change the tone of your voice a little bit to make it clear what you're doing. So, what should we say? Well, we could say, "Puedes pasarme la sal, por favor?" So, can you pass the salt, please? We use poder to be able. We conjugate it. So puedes is you can. Pasar, to pass. And because pasar's in the infinitive, in this case, you can also hook the pronoun on the end. So puedes pasarme, can you pass me whatever it is you want? La salsa, la sal, más agua, por favor. Or better still, you could put it into the conditional and say, "Podrías pasarme?" Would you be able to pass me this? That's super polite, isn't it? And that's perfectly good Spanish and polite English too. So there we have two words. Pásame, pass me, telling somebody. Pasarme, pass me, using the infinitive pasar. Now, note the accent placement on the two words. Pásame has the stress on the first A, pásame. The other one has the stress on the penultimate syllable, pasarme. Now, to an English ear, it doesn't really make a lot of difference where the stress is in a word, an English word. We have some words where we might have three stresses in a word. It just doesn't matter that much to us. But the stress and therefore accents in Spanish are really, really important because they control how the word sounds and therefore how a native Spanish speaker would understand the word. And in Spanish, each word has just one stress, only one. You never have two. And you need to know where to make that stress. Now, there's something called the nose rule, which says that if a word ends in either S, N, or any vowel, NS, or any vowel, the stress is on the penultimate, the last but one, syllable. Otherwise, it's on the last syllable. Now, the only exceptions to that are where there is an accent on the word. So let's look at these two words. Both these familiar to us. We have está, which means he, she, or it is, also usted, and esta, which means this in the feminine. So está, esta. It's a really subtle difference, but when we speak in Spanish, we just need to make sure that we stress that difference. And the accent tells us where the stress of the word should be. Esta being a word ending in a, would of course, according to the nose rule, have the stress on the penultimate syllable, which in this case is the first syllable, so esta. But when it's the conjugation of estar, it has to be at the end, so it's an accent goes on there, so it's esta. The Spanish also use accents to make it clear when you're reading and you have two words which sound the same and are spelt the same, which word it is. So you have si, which means yes, and si, which means if. They both sound exactly the same. In spoken Spanish, you'd understand perfectly well which word was being used through context. If it's written down, you might not get it immediately. You might have to read to the end of the sentence to realize which word it is. So they put an accent on in order to help the reader. And you'll see that a great deal when we start reading Spanish stories. You also have another example would be que, which is what or how, and que, which means that. And obviously they all sound exactly the same, but the accent tells you what the meaning of the word is. So, you know, we have this little conversation here. Somebody could say, ¿Qué tal? How's it going? The answer might be, ¿Qué bien? Which means fine. You wouldn't translate that fine. It just means fine, great. And you might say, ah, ¿Qué bien? That's good. How good? So it's the accent's quite important in your understanding. Obviously, you'd get that conversation just through hearing it and hearing the tone and everything that it was what was being said. So it's really hard for basic Spanish speakers to get the stress and the pronunciation of words correct, but it's something that we really have to work on quite hard, because it will honestly make the difference between being understood and not being understood. So we have to be much more precise with our language than we would when we're speaking English, and any old mumble will do in English pretty much, won't it? So let's go shopping. Now, I've said this before, so always repeating myself. Don't forget to be polite when you enter a Spanish shop or when you approach a market stall. Wish them good morning or good afternoon, whatever it is, and use the formal address if you don't know them. If you go in there a lot and you're on nodding terms, then go informal, then by all means. And we can say, you might be asked, ¿Qué busca? Or ¿Puedo ayudarle, señora? How would you respond if you were just having a nose round? What would you say, Amanda, if they said ¿Qué busca? What does that mean?
What you're looking for?
Yeah. Are you looking for something? Yeah. basically. How would you're not. You just fill in a bit of time till the sun comes out. So what do you what would you say to them?
Me no comprar.
Me no comprar.
I'm making myself understood here rather than saying the right words.
Yeah. Me don't buy is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you would, yes. Yeah. You could say no voy a comprar. I'm not going to buy. But you could just, what would you say in an English shop? You'd say,
I'm not buying.
Would you?
Just looking.
I'm only looking. Yeah. So you could say in Spanish, no gracias. Estoy solo buscando. Estoy solo buscando. I'm just looking. And then they know exactly what you were doing. That's a good one to have a crack at. So there we go. No gracias. Estoy solo buscando. So let's. I made this really easy for you because I told you what we were going to ask for. So I made some of these a little bit harder than they might otherwise have been. So we're going to go into a shop, and the first shop you're going to go into, and we'll have Paul. Paul actually volunteered, which was great. I don't mind if you ask me. So of course I'm going to take you up on it. So Paul, you're going to make a cake. I don't know what your baking's like, and you're going to need a number of ingredients: brown sugar, sunflower oil, eggs, flour, and cinnamon. So go into a shop and ask for those items. How would you do that?
What I've got written down is actually, like I said on the email to you, is in sort of like a conversation between me and the shopkeeper.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. It does make sense when you listen to it.
Okay. You're going to put on a shopkeeper voice and a purchase.
Right.
Yeah. That's it.
Buenos dias, señor. Buenos dias. ¿Te puedo ayudar? Sí, gracias. Quisiera comprar un kilo harina regular y polvo para hornear. I think that's right for baking powder.
Yeah.
6 huevos, 500 grams de azúcar marrón, medio litro de aceite de grisol. Now this one I found quite difficult to find. Y canela molida en polvo, which is cinnamon.
Canela is cinnamon. Molina would be ground cinnamon. Yeah. So you don't really need the en polvo. Did you say? You don't really need polvo. That. Yeah. Canela molina would be absolutely fine. Ground cinnamon.
Yeah. Estoy haciendo a mi esposo un pastel de cumpleaños. Ah, sí, muy bien. ¿Cuánto cuesta eso? 8 euros 50, por favor. ¿Puedo pagar con tarjeta de crédito? No tiene que pagar en efecto. De nada. Gracias, señor. Todo lo necesitas. No, gracias. Hasta luego.
Very good. Yeah, well done. There's there's a few little things there. Would you like me to go through that? Would you want to just kick off again with the first bit? Just go through the.
Oh, what, the ingredients?
No. Go through the conversation again. Let's have a replay. Yeah.
Okay.
Quick replay.
Okay. Buenos dias, señor. Buenos dias. ¿Puedo ayudar? Sí, gracias. Quisiera comprar.
What was that bit?
Quisiera, I would like to buy.
Yeah. Quisiera.
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 Q is a really hard K sound, so quisiera. And when you get comprar, don't clip it. Try to say comprar. Quisiera comprar.
Quisiera comprar.
Excellent.
Un kilo harina regular y polvo para hornear. 6 huevos. Quintentos grams.
Seis huevos would be seis huevos. Seis huevos. Yeah, you're a bit too close to English there. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
500 grams. Is that how you say it? Grams?
Grames.
Grames.
Yeah, grames.
I had an argument with the wife over that. She says,
Did you?
Okay. She knows more than I do. The azúcar marron, brown sugar.
Azúcar marrón, sí.
Medio litro de aceite de girasol.
Yeah, so aceite. You have
Aceite.
to, yeah, it's important to sound every letter in Spanish. So oil is aceite. And sunflower, girasol, sí.
Sí. Y canela molida en polvo.
Canela molina. Muy bien.
Yeah, so you don't need the polvo.
No. I mean, polvo is powder. So you could say canela polvo or canela molina. Molina is ground. One is powder. So I mean, it's better to say it twice than not at all. But you know, that's absolutely fine. Great. Thanks very much, Paul.
Do you want me to do the rest of it or not?
I think you weren't too bad. Go on then, do the rest of it. Let's have a.
To my appalling Spanish accent.
It's good practice. It's good practice. You can't expect to have a brilliant accent first off. It's one of the hardest things to do is to get that pronunciation right. And I get told off all the time for not pronouncing things correctly. And it's easy to slip, you know. So the more you do it, the better you get.
Yeah. Estoy haciendo a mi esposa un pastel de cumpleaños.
De. So you've got a French de in there. So de. Cumpleaños. Yeah.
Cumpleaños. Oh yeah, it's you, isn't it? Not O. Así, muy bien. ¿Cuánto cuesta? €8.50, por favor.
So euros, 8 euros. Euros. They don't say euros. They say euros.
Euros.
Euros. Yeah. It sounds weird, doesn't it? But it's euros.
Euros.
Yeah.
¿Puedo pagar con tarjeta de crédito?
Not tarjeta.
Tarjeta.
De crédito.
No tienen que pagar en
TNA, yeah.
Tiene que pagar en efectivo.
Effect. So it's not an E. You've got. Oh, you should have quit while you were ahead. It's. I mean, these Spanish vowels are really tricky because we, in English we have lots of ways of saying the vowels. In Spanish, should be easy because there's only one way of saying it, which is a, e, o, u, and some of those sounds do seem really weird to an English ear, particularly u for you, and it's really important to hit the e and the e there. So you were just saying, what were you just saying?
No tiene que pagar en efectivo.
Yeah, not effectivo, I think, which you said the first way around.
Yeah.
And watch your O's, because in English we do lengthen the O a bit. So effectivo.
Effectivo.
Oh, it's got to be an O sound at the end. Effectivo.
Yeah.
I'm always being told off. My daughter-in-law's mom lives in Quito, and I'm always calling it Quito. And you know, they say Quito. So it's learn to clip. Got to learn to clip those vowels. Yeah, can't have long vowels in Spanish.
Okay, and then last 3 lines were de nada, gracias, señor, todo lo que necesitas, no gracias, hasta luego.
Yeah, de nada.
De nada.
Don't forget the e is
too much French.
de nada. Yeah, I know it's tricky, isn't it? And necesito. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. Well done, Paul, and thanks for thanks for putting yourself through that.
No
That's
problem.
brilliant. This is what I wrote. So I voy a hacer una pastel. I'm going to make a cake. I'm going to do a cake. Necesito una bolsa de azúcar moreno. Además, you can often they'll say más, just as a bit of shorthand. So, además, una botella de aceite de girasol, media docena de huevos, half a dozen eggs. That gets said. It's funny how the dozen has translated across and still gets used in countries that have had metric for much longer than us. Una bolsa de harina y un tarro de canela molina. So tarro is a jar. You also hear frasco as well for jar. Either's fine. Either's fine. I haven't been specific about weights on any of this, but you certainly would be in a recipe. Great. Okay. Next one. You like this skirt, but do they have it in blue and in a smaller size? Abigail's wearing blue this morning, so clearly it's a favoured colour. Abigail, would you have a crack at that? What would you say to the shopkeeper? You've seen a skirt you like.
Yeah, me gusta esta falda, pero tiene en azul y en una talla pequeña.
In a small size, yeah.
Más pequeña.
Más pequeña would be great.
Yeah.
You've got pretty much word for word what I've did as well. So maybe I've been copying from you. So me gusta esta falda. I like this skirt. I said la tiene, pero la tiene en azul. Do you have it in blue? Tiene, of course, infers he, she, or it. So the pronoun isn't necessary absolutely, but I think the Spanish would probably say it. They do love a redundant pronoun being stuck in. So la tiene. If it's a big store, you might, if it's a sort of John Lewis, you might refer to them as the plural you, meaning, you know, the entity of the business do you have. But la tiene is fine. En azul y en una talla más pequeña, and in a size smaller. Brilliant. Well done. Well done. Who have we got next? Jane, you're next on my list. What have we got for you? Have you got a dog? You haven't got a dog, have you? but you're looking for dog food.
Okay.
Whereabouts in the store is it?
Estoy buscando comida para perros. ¿Dónde la encuentro, por favor?
¿Dónde la encuentro, por favor? Yeah, good. That's I'm looking for dog food. Where can I find it? Yeah, perfect. I've got something quite similar. Estoy buscando para comida de perros. Should have a good old R roll in there. Perros. Perros. I'm still not rolling my R's as good as I need to.
Eric, could you also say so it's something like NK Ila Puedo Encontrarla?
Run that past me again, Carl.
NK Ila Puedo as in aisle. So which aisle?
Oh right, yeah, NK.
So,
yeah.
More, I mean, it's not quite. It's more American than English, but I couldn't think what else to say it. NK Ila Puedo Encontrarla.
Yeah. Can I find it? Yeah. You could? Yeah.
Eric, could you just say Esta en la tienda?
It is in the shop.
Yeah.
No, you'd want to say where.
So donde está then?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Donde está? Yeah. Donde está? Having lectured you about sounding, having lectured poor old Paul, who was our first guinea pig, about sounding every letter. When you're asking where is it, donde está, you find it comes out more like donde está. So they don't always sound every letter and every word, particularly common phrases. Yeah, donde está en la tienda? Where is it in the shop? Yeah, that'd be okay. So I said donde la tiene, or where do you have it? La vende, you could say. We've got some funny echoes there. I don't know who's that. So yeah, la vende, do you sell it? So we've still got that. Let's try muting everybody. And is that better? That's better. It's disappeared. We've got some strange music in the spheres. La vende. Did you sell it? Puede mostrarme donde está? Can you show me where it is? That's a useful one, particularly if you're not ever so sure that they're going to give you an understandable answer. Puede mostrarme donde está? Mostrar, of course, means to show or to demonstrate. So that's a useful one. Great. Now we've had a bit of a shuffle there. So who's been? Let's have a look. You like this dress? Is it possible to try it on? Where are the changing rooms? How about Richard and Maya? I tend to treat you as a pair. Do you want to have a crack at this?
Me gusta este vestido. Es posible probarlo?
See?
Is that right way to pronounce it?
Yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah.
¿A dónde tiene probadores?
Yeah. And I prefer donde está. Where are they? you know, just you're saying to where the changing rooms, which I'm sure they'd understand, but where are the changing rooms? ¿Dónde están los probadores would be better. Well done, excellent. I said me gusta este vestido. Vestido is, even though it's a dress, it's masculine, so este, not esta. Puedo probarlo. Can I try it? And ¿dónde está los probadores?
Eric, why is that está and not están?
It's because I've made a mistake.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a reason.
There is a reason. There's always a reason. It's generally because I've made a mistake. Yeah. ¿Dónde están los probadores? Absolutely. Yeah. Let me put that right because I don't want to repeat the error when I send the notes round. So Maya or Richard, if you like the dress, what if it was a scarf you liked? What would you say there? If you wanted a scarf and you said you liked the scarf.
Me gusta esta bufanda, is it? I can't remember now.
Bufanda, yeah.
Bufanda.
Muy bien. It is bufanda, not bufando. I think that's another mistake.
Yeah, also, yeah, so again,
I'll skip over that. It's a what? It's a bufanda.
Yeah, on that one again, could you have used probacelo as opposed to just probalo?
Probacelo.
As in reflexive. Would it not be reflexive because you're trying it on yourself? Or is that only if you're putting it on?
Well, you'd have to say me puedo probarlo if you were trying it on, if you wanted to make it reflexive. Can I try it? I think would be fine. You can always make it in Spanish. It's one of the weird things is that you can almost always make a verb reflexive if you want to add emphasis or stress. You could say, "Can I try it on myself?" or "I want to try it on me." So you could say, "Me puedo probarlo," in which case you are making it reflexive. I don't think it's necessary in this case. Puedo probarlo is fine. So here we go down. Number 5, apple. Have a crack at this. You're making a meal for your husband. It's his favourite, risotto. So you're going to need to buy rice, onion, got quite a long list for this, tomatoes, mushrooms, garlic, olive oil, 4 chicken breasts and a dozen large prawns. And maybe you treat him to some wine as well. How are you going to ask for this? Yeah.
Okay. Hoy voy a preparar una comida especial para mi marido. Es su comida preferida, risotto. Quisiera 500 gramos arroz, una cebolla, 250 gramos tomates, 100 gramos champiñón, ajo, una botella de aceite de oliva, 4 pechugas de pollo, una docena de gambas grandes. Y además, ¿qué vino recomienda beber con esta comida? Gracias. Tomo una botella.
Excellent. Well done. Thank you. Yeah, I think you get them all there. A few small differences between what you had and what I had. Not a great deal. I said I'm going to make a food. You prepare a meal. That's fine. Voy a hacer una comida para mi esposa. Es risotto su favorito. I think you said it was his preferred meal. Essentially the same meaning. Favorito, we can have favorito or favorita. Es risotto su favorito. Risotto is his favorite, so we stick to the masculine. If you're talking about su cosa favorita, cosa is feminine, so it would be favorita. They just got to watch the gender there. So voy a necesitar, I'm going to need 250 gramos de tomates pequeños, small, so 250 grams of small tomatoes. I counted out my mushrooms. You said champiñones, I think, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's mushrooms. You also hear setas, 12 setas. Una cebolla roja. I didn't specify a red onion, but it's a risotto, so we need a red onion, really, don't we? I also need garlic. Now I said I discovered this in Sainsbury's. I think it's the best thing since sliced bread. Lazy garlic. Does anybody come across lazy garlic? You just get it in the jar. You just take a spoonful out, and it's already chopped up. Yeah. So I wondered if they have un taro de ajo listo picado. Listo picado, ready chopped is my damn. They must have it in Spain, unless they're garlic snobs and only a freshly crushed one will do.
Would they not call it perioso, lazy garlic?
Perezoso. Well, they I think they might struggle with. They might be a bit confused. If they do call it that, then fine. That's what they call it in Sainsbury's. They've even started selling it in the co-op in Whittlesea, so it's obviously making a sort of it's been spreading throughout the country. Además, una botella de aceite de oliva, una bolsa de arroz de risotto, 4 pechugas de pollo, en cubitos si posible. So I'm being lazy again, lazy garlic, and I'm even asking for my chicken to be chopped up. Y finalmente 8 grandes gambas crudos. So I've asked for raw prawns. Yeah. Hay un cosa más, una botella de vino blanco. So that's. I think both Apple and I would end up with a very nice risotto, and if it was a disaster, at least we've got a bottle of wine to enjoy afterwards. What's next? Also, this is the last one.
Just one question, Eric. Sorry to
yeah, sure. Back there
on the garlic. Would you just ask for garlic, or would you say I want a clove of garlic?
We don't generally buy a bulb, don't we? We wouldn't
Yeah.
buy a clove of garlic. So I just asked for garlic, and I think they'd give you a bulb.
Okay. Gracias.
Yeah. Bulb is I think bulb is bulbo.
Bulbo.
Like bulbo. Nice. It
I know on it.
wouldn't it be great if everything in Spanish was just the same as English with all that, you know, a lot of it is codes, which is great. And I think I think a clove of garlic. I'm stretching my knowledge of cooking. I think they say a tooth of garlic. Diento de ajo. I'd have to look that up. I'll look that up, and I'm not dead sure. And
You'll be pleased to hear this. I just looked it up, and it is bulbo.
bulbo, is it? Yeah, garlic bulb, bulbo.
Bulbo.
Excellent. Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, if you're not sure of a Spanish word, using the English one is pretty good. It's your best bet, really, isn't it? And my grandchildren do this all the time. They have a lovely blend of Spanish and English, Spanglish, I guess. And they often stick an English word in or a Spanish word. And especially Aureliano, whose English isn't as good as Julia's. And he'll often try and conjugate an English word like a Spanish word. You know, it's confusing, but it's confusing for them. So who have we got here? Next one. How about Caroline? I know your Spanish is very good, Caroline. So
right. Well, before I start this, have I missed homework here? Everybody seems to be very good.
Yes.
Was I meant to do some homework?
Well, I did send this round so that folks.
I didn't get it.
Did you not get it?
No. Well, I was definitely looking this morning to see if there was any homework. Anyway,
no,
so
it was just in the lesson notes. So
I didn't get the lesson notes.
Oh dear.
So that's my excuse before I start. Okay?
Well, do you want me to choose somebody else, or do you want to be a hero?
I'll have a go. I'll try it. I'll try it.
You have been getting everything else, haven't you, Caroline?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. Very strange.
Okay.
Right. Quiero comprar un par de azuleans. I don't know waist size, so I'll say my size.
Yeah, azul would be a bit more French, like.
Oh, right.
Azul.
En la taille docen y también un cinturón marrón.
Yeah, cinturón marrón. Good. Yeah. Nice try. Yeah. Yeah, it was. I'm not being sarcastic. It was a very nice try. This is what I had, and I don't think it's dissimilar to what you had. Quiero comprar unos vaqueros, some jeans. I don't think the Spanish have pairs of trousers, pairs of jeans. So I want to buy some jeans. You said heyans. Yeah. I've never heard them called. That would be how the Spanish would pronounce the word jeans, the English word jeans. I kind of think that because it's like it's an Americanized word that's sort of filtered all the way across the world, and it's a new word. So I think it's one of those where they may adopt the English, almost the English pronunciation. So I think if you ask for genes, yeah.
Eric, there was one of your videos that you sent us. The lady did say, "Hey, Hans."
Hey, Hans, did she?
She did.
But was that that was my and Spanish and Go, was it, Adrian?
I can't remember. It was 2 weeks ago, anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, there we go. It is. They are saying "Hey, Hans." I've never actually heard it myself. I should listen to my own videos.
Eric, is Tamano and Talia interchangeable? Because on one you use Tamano and the other one you use Talia, and I did the same, but I did it in reverse.
Tamaño, not
Tamaño, yeah, and also Tala.
Taya, yeah, Taya.
I mean, yeah. So are they interchangeable?
They both mean size. I think I read somewhere that you use Taya where it's not a specific size. If you want it in a smaller size, Taya pequeña, Taya grande, the larger size. Where it's a specific number, size 12 or a 76 waist, tamaño is preferred. But I'm not sure how hard and fast that rule is. I think they are sort of interchangeable, but tend to use tamaño when it is a specific size. So I've said quiero comprar unos vaqueros, por favor. I prefer vaqueros to jeans or pants. It's easier to say. Quiero denim azul, tamaño 76 centímetros cintura, so size 76 waist. Además, quiero un cinturón de cuero marrón, so a leather belt, brown. Great. Well done. Well, that's our shopping sorted out for the
Eric,
Hello,
could you use tambien instead of adimos?
Also, as well. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, también quiero. Yep. That works. Oh, well, in one you're saying as well. The other one you're saying in addition. It's perfectly okay. Either one perfectly well. So I want to have a look at some contrasting adjectives now. Now I did send this list around and see if we could commit it to memory, and also have a crack at the exercise in Google Classrooms, which was a bit harder this time round because it wasn't multiple choice answer. You had to actually type the answer in. And
the hardest thing was it wanted accents.
Yeah, it won't let you get away with not using an accent. But if you want to type an A with an accent in, if you just hold the A key down, it doesn't give you a whole line of A's. It will stick the accent on the A for you. The same with an N instead of an NA. So you just have to hold the key.
Oh right. If you just got, because obviously I took it off the keyboard, but if you've got a keyboard and I just hold the A down, it puts an accent on it, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But if you change your keyboard to a Spanish keyboard, you can type the accent today.
Right.
Yeah.
I found it. It wouldn't accept feliz as happy. It would only accept alegre.
All right.
And I put it in about 3 times, and then later on, happy came up again, and they wanted feliz. So I was a bit confused with that.
The It was just, yeah, we did the same. It was just one. They were testing you for both. One wanted Phillies and one wanted the other one, but you didn't know which one it was.
No, no.
You had to guess. So you put one in, it's wrong. You put the other one in, and then reverse it on the next one.
Okay.
But they both were accepted, but not on. It wouldn't accept it on the same one, which it should do, I think, because it both.
Yeah, it was like, so I even looked it up in the dictionary thinking, and then dictionaries, some of them have Phillies and some have electric.
It's either word is okay, but the computer is
didn't like it.
It's
No.
not good enough to be able to.
It's because Eric's told them he doesn't want anybody to get 100%.
Exactly.
Well, everybody got 100% on this one, funnily enough. Which is excellent, but of course, if you can just keep doing until you get it all right, which is I think part of the grind that it makes you do for this. So you just keep going until you get it right. Now I think we're going to run out of time today. So yeah, it's only a few minutes. So let's do a page of these. I've got a few supplementary questions, so I'll choose people that didn't go shopping. So grande, pequeño, big and small. How would you say, Ian? You're first up on the list. How would you say, I want a big car?
Yo quiero un carro grande.
Yeah, excellent. That's perfect. And the next one is rapido y lento, fast and slow. Carl, how would you say, my wife wants a faster car?
Mi esposa quiere un carro más rápido.
Rápido. Muy bien. Yeah. Great. Alta and baja. So high and low. So Adrian, how would you say the table is too high?
La mesa es demasiado alta.
Muy bien. Great. And buena, mala, good and bad. So if you wanted to say, who's next down on the list? Giselle. If you wanted to say, imagine you've got a grandson. My grandson is a good boy.
Mi nieto es un hijo bueno.
Yeah, hijo is son.
Oh, niño bueno.
Yeah, niño is child. Yeah, that's good. You could say chico as well if you wanted. Caro, barato, expensive and cheap are useful words. Lorraine, these apples are very expensive. These apples are very expensive.
Estas manzanas es muy caros.
Caras. Caras, yeah. Instead of saying es muy caros, that's it is. You need to say they are. So it's son muy caros. Caras. We'll get there again. Son muy caros. Rico y pobre, rich and poor. So Linda, Linda Broughton. You able to hear? You're on mute at the moment, Linda. So obviously,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, there you are. You're there. Rico Pobre. How would you say I have a rich brother and a poor sister?
Yo tengo un hermano rico y una hermana pobre.
Muy bien. Very good. That's perfect. And gordo v delgado, fat and thin. I don't know who user one is because I've no picture, and I've no screens.
Might be me, Eric.
Oh, who's that?
This is Amanda. I've got some IT issues here.
Okay.
My tablet froze and I couldn't hear you on the iPhone,
right.
so I'm using my my desktop, but it's got no camera.
Okay. Well, we can hear you. That's the main thing. So user one. So I was intrigued to know who you were. So gordo delgado, fat and thin. How would you say, Amanda, that he is fat, but his wife is thin?
Este hombre es gordo.
Yeah.
También si esposa está delgada.
Su esposa está delgado. Muy bien. Yeah. He is fat could just be él es gordo. Being fat is an inherent characteristic, so it takes ser, and his wife is thin. Su esposa es delgada. Again, inherent characteristic. Right, we've got a few more of those, but we'll have a crack at those next week because we're just overrunning slightly. We'll finish those not next week, actually, in 2 weeks' time. I'll send the notes round, and let me. Get rid of that.
Yep. Lost you.
My screen's going bonkers here. There we go.
Oh, right, we're back.
That's right. Yeah, we're all back. So 2 weeks time. Thanks very much. Well done, everybody. There was a lot of thinking, a lot of being put on the spot today, which so well done for that. And I'll send the notes round, and I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. So
cheers, Eric. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Adios.
Bye. Sorry about the IT issues.
That's all right. Don't worry.